What's up? I know EaRthGang, not personally, but based on a basic Google search, I know EaRthGang. So I decided to put EaRthGang in the Twisted Tracklist. I love them. They're great. They remind me of Outkast in the modern day. I'm a big Outkast fan. I can only imagine what it was like to live in the early mid '90s and hear, you know, Roses. I mean, Roses came out in 2004. God damn it. And like Atlians and like Quemini, Rosa Parks, stuff like that came out before I was born, and probably hear that on the radio and be like, holy shit, we never had nothing like this. Miss Jackson that came out when I was born, but like right when I was born, like 8 months after, 10 months after I was born. So like that's a bad example. But I love EaRthGang, and I know they're all about meaning. They're all about the ways of life, these hidden um, what's the word, soulful manners behind things, right? So what I did was I took EaRthGang's first three releases, which were intended to be their first singular debut release on a major label after they signed to Dreamville, and I put them together, and they all start with R's. There's Rags. I'm pretty sure that came first. Robots. I know that came. Well, I'm not quite sure that came second, but if Rags came first, Robots came second. One of those is one, and one of those is two. And then there was Royalty. Yeah, Royalty. That's listed as an album, but it's not considered by them to be an album. I'm talking on streaming platforms. Those three, they're considered EPs, were originally going to be just one album, but they decided to branch them off into three EPs because of the fact that they didn't think they fit the welding good enough to be in one singular album. And then, what I find interesting, before their actual album premiered called Mirrorland, they released a single called Ready to Die. There's another R. And Ready to Die never made it onto Mirrorland. I found that very interesting. I found it very interesting because they released tarot cards. Yes, tarot cards as merchandise for the album. Ready to Die was included in the tarot cards, but it wasn't an actual song on the album. Whereas every single song made on the album was included as its own tarot card. Yes, you could say that they didn't have the proper rights to release it on the album, or it didn't fit well on the album, whatever you want to say. It is interesting, though, that the single landed onto Spotify and all streaming services as a single, Ready to Die as a single, but not Ready to Die as a song in the album Mirrorland. I found that very interesting because I'm weird like that. So I took Ready to Die because it begins with an R, and I added it to the other EPs that they made that all began with R's that were supposed to be their debut project. So, what I put together was Rags. I really hope that's first. Robots. I really hope that's second, because if it's not, it's first, and then I'm going to have to do some flip flopping. And then Royalty. And then I added Ready to Die, the single that was supposed to be on Mirrorland, promoted as being on Mirrorland, but wasn't on Mirrorland, even though it was in the Mirrorland merchandising. When you do that, it does not flow well. I see why they didn't make it into an album, but I love most of the songs on there. There's a lot of skits. They get real funny with the skits. In the first two EPs, the skits weren't really skits. They were just them talking or whatever they wanted to do in the skit after the song or before the song. Um, but yeah, it really didn't. It doesn't flow well. But I like the whole R theory, so I called it Earth Gang. I tried to enunciate the letters in that, but I can't because you can't really enunciate letters. So I spelled it capital E, lowercase e, A. God damn it. This is just missing. Every time I try to hit, I miss. Capital R, lowercase th, capital G, lowercase ang. Earth Gang, capital E, capital R, capital G. Because this album, which is composed of three EPs and one single, are all based on, that's right, the letter R, baby. Playlist in the description, the link for the playlist in the description. Uh, I butchered the fuck out of this. I'm sorry, but I I hope I hope you listen to it, especially if you haven't heard EaRthGang. I love EaRthGang, and on another note, I'm really happy they decided to make Mirrorland their debut because it's a lot debut, not debut. Fuck, because it's a lot better than whatever this was going to be. This is great. There's great songs on here. You got Meditate, amazing song. You got House, amazing song. Robots, amazing. Like literally, there's a lot of really good songs up in this, but they just don't flow very well together. If that makes sense, I'm sure it makes sense. So that's why I did this. I just was bored, wanted to experiment, and I don't blame them. But seriously, check out EaRthGang, check out Mirrorland, and check out EaRthGang with a capital R and a capital E and a capital G, because it's not that great, but I put time and effort into it, and I really love it. If you guys would, for once in your lives, notice me. I'm just totally kidding, but thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.